Hey YouTube, I'm Lucky, and in today's video we're going to be covering a news story, which is that Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather, the boxing match, is actually happening. You heard me right, this has actually been announced on Floyd Mayweather's official Twitter account and on Logan Paul's, and there's literally a website you can go and purchase early pricing for the pay-per-view. This fight is actually happening. We're actually going to see one of the greatest boxers of all time face someone who is 0-1-1. Like, Logan Paul hasn't even won a single boxing fight as a professional, and he is going up against the undefeated, potentially greatest boxer of all time. It's listed as an exhibition fight, and rightfully so, because I highly doubt that the Athletic Commission would sanction such a terrible matchup of a fight. I mean, this is going to be probably the most one-sided beatdown we have ever seen in one of these celebrity boxing fights. And yes, much worse than Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Will you be watching this fight? Myself personally, I've stayed up to date on all the YouTube fights. I love the fighting scene. I love watching MMA fights, boxing fights, wrestling matches, whatever it may be. I just love combat sports in general, so I am very interested in the fact that this fight is happening, but I just can't get over the fact that we're talking about an undefeated, one of the greatest boxers ever, facing someone who's literally never even won one match. Like, this is not going to be a competitive match at all. This is purely just for the money. Like, Mayweather is doing this for the money because it just strokes his ego just a little bit more, and Logan Paul, he knows he's going to lose, and so he's just going to make a fat bag from this and make a lot of money. And I think that's the reality of this, is that this is all just for money. But that will be one of the most interesting points to know by the end of all of this, is how much pay-per-view sales did this get? Because I believe, if my numbers are right, I actually remember watching the Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao fight, and I believe he made like $200 million from that, which is just an astronomical amount of money to think about. $200 million for one single fight. Obviously, there's not going to be nearly as much money made on this fight, but certainly it will be within the tens or potentially even hundreds of millions of dollars. But we shall see, and I will keep you up to date on this story. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.